I believe that as we've watched the conduct of that regime, not just the way it treats its neighbors, but more importantly, as I said, the way in which it treats its own women, the way in which it's treating its students, the way in which the next generation is being deprived of hope because of the absolutism, the fanaticism that we see emanating out of the regime. All I can say is a thank you to those who continue to work in order to make certain that there's hope for the next generation, that young people inside Iran have access to information and news about what is actually happening.
And I just want to caution people that Iran's interest in the region and our interests in the region are not the same. President Obama and the administration, rightly, I think, have said that we can't fight the Islamic State, this awful organization and the terrible atrocities it has committed. We cannot fight it just with military means. There has to be a political solution. And yet, what I hope you understand from what I just told you in Syria and Iraq, the Iranians are not interested in a political solution with the opposition in Syria. The Iranians are not interested in a political solution, political rapprochement between Sunnis and Shias in Iraq. They're actually increasing the sectarian animosity. And so how we would work with Iran when their strategy and our strategy are very different is not at all clear.
Oversight committee over Camp Liberty is failing in its duty and really needs to have some change. The threat to Liberty residents is certainly real. We must make sure that more innocent lives are not lost.
The supreme leaders, the mullahs, are ones who are holding the Iranian people in their iron fist, and they will not let go. And it's disingenuous and dangerously foolish and innocent of us to be negotiating with a murderous regime like this. Today is Human Rights Day internationally. I don't even want to think about how Human Rights Day was celebrated in Iran, how many people were persecuted, how many people were prosecuted, how many people disappeared, how many journalists did they throw in jail, how many people did they hang. So I join you in your cause, and we will fight together so that the next Human Rights Day, we really can say it is celebrated in a free Iran as well.
I am worried for those people that we said under Geneva Conventions should be protected by the world. And so I call once again on our administration to focus, to shine the spotlight on what is happening in Camp Liberty.
The actions of Iran cannot go unaddressed, and they cannot ever be excused. And so I will be encountering the State Department as quickly as possible to find out why all of the resolve that we had with Camp Liberty and the peace that we're supposed to have and the recognition by Iraq that it is not the way it should be.
Rouhani, I hate to say this, is worse than Ahmadinejad. That's strange to say, but it's true. Statistically, everything else. There is no opening. There's none of the, even a little smidgen opening of the press. There's no smidgen opening in the universities. This is a regime that has really cracked down, but dressed up.
We need to recognize that Camp Liberty is indeed a refugee camp, and that it should be under the supervision of the United Nations High Commissioner on Refugees.